guys, today I'm going to be going over some game highlights of myself playing in the BioCleats. This is the pair that I used for this game. This is my Sunday League men's team. Our name is Cast and we're playing Rainier Riot. I'm right here in the middle. I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey. I don't have our team jersey yet. It's coming, but it should be easy to pick me out. I got a bald head and I'm wearing a headband. So the purpose of this review is to show my gameplay, to also give some feedback to myself and our team about how we played, but generally I'm just going to be focused on my play and how the BioCleats performed. So I'm going to go through all my highlights, every touch in the game, and you can see how I performed and how the BioCleats performed. So let's get going here. So we're the blue team attacking to the left. That's me. Just got the ball, playing my other center mid, AB. And the first, few touches in this game, we're just kind of trying to keep control. I'm trying to play conservative, make sure everyone gets a touch on the ball. We get a feel for the game. The game did end up 3-3, so it ends up a little back and forth, which I think we'd like to avoid, but that's just how it kind of panned out. So here we are passing it back and forth on our back line, trying to find the open guy. And unfortunately, there was this blurry spot on our camera. It goes away in the second half, but a little bit of rain got on the camera, so I avoid most of the action that happens in that patch of the field. But yeah, it does get better, so just bear with me there. Just keeping the ball here. Don't see anything. And I think our first goal is coming up here soon. Just kind of knocking it around. Believe this. No, this isn't it. So it was really wet, rainy, windy, and there was just one situation where I slipped, and I think just because of the amount of rain on the surface of the field, that slip occurred, but otherwise the cleats had really good traction throughout the game. So this situation here, you can see like a lot of the white players on that side of the field, and I pick my head up and my right back is in a decent position, but I kind of see that the numbers are not in our favor, and so I kind of hesitate and I pull it back and I go to the other side, playing our center back Rolando, and he finds the other outside back. So really this is a tactical decision, looking at where are the numbers of the defenders. Are they on your side of the field? If they are, then that's when you have to be patient, and sometimes it's a backward pass that opens up the other side. Rolando plays a great ball. Aaron, our left back, takes a really nice first touch, baits the guy in to slide and touches it by him. He gets his head up and he finds Kenny at the far post for an easy finish. So that was a really nice goal to start the game. Unfortunately, we let two in the second half, or in the first half. So I don't think those get shown, but we're going to go into halftime at 2-1. So there I am, just distributing, finding the switch when I can. I think I started the game with something like 20 passes completed, but as you'll see, things get a little messier as the game goes on, and I definitely make some bad decisions. Here I'm just keeping the ball for us in the corner. I find Jerry. They had some actually pretty solid players in the middle, and their AB gets the ball taken from him, and luckily I'm able to get back and recover the ball here. So a little delay there, but I win it back there. Get it again and feel the pressure on my back, so I just turn out of that and play it back. So this is a situation where this is our other center mid, Nick, where I feel like Nick sometimes could take some more risks with me running into space like that. I just see like all this space in front of me, and all he needs is like a simple pass in front of me and I'm through. And he decides to be conservative with it. Nick's a great player, very skilled, very fast, but as center mids, like I think that sort of understanding of each other's movement and where the space is, I know he has the ability, and I think sometimes he just needs to believe in himself, to take some risks sometimes. Even though we're in our third, there's just miles of space in front of me. So I feel like that pass was would have been a good play. Just keeping the ball, pressure's on me. And this was really nice little give and go, or little one-touch passing. Nick laying it off to me, and me finding the other center back. Anytime you could play one touch, I feel like it's going to open up the time and space for the next guy, so I love that play. And then here, so in this game, there was a few times where we had players who both wanted to go for the ball. And in my mind, the rule is whichever player sees more of the field, that's the one who should take the touch. The other guy needs to realize he's not in as good of position and let that guy play the ball. So here I play it back into the space for Art, but Nick actually ends up taking the touch. And he's facing backwards. So he should never be the one to take that touch and shouldn't make that. Like, he can't make the decision. Art has the information to make a better decision. And so, not to pick on Nick or anything, there's a few other times this happens. I think as a general rule, the guy who sees the field is the one you should let take the touch. Like, it's not about who's a better player, it's the positioning of who sees the field. So we're gonna watch this play. And yes, there was pressure there, but now the play has to reset because we went back. And I think Art has a pass out wide there. So this is a similar situation where I feel like the space was out here and I played it back to the middle so that we could switch it all the way across. And now it's just going back here when I think a quicker switch would have been on. As center mids, I think our biggest job is to be aware of where the space is on which side of the field. And so the three center mids should always be kind of thinking about where there's an overload and where we have numbers. So that just happened a little too slow, and it leads to a turnover here too. So I think our passing and finding space could just be a little bit better on this team, realizing when we have numbers. Yeah, just some simple passing there. Really nice find by Aaron to find the open center mid. So when we have three center mids, there's usually going to be one guy that's just like way open, and sometimes we're not finding him. But in that case, he finds me, and now I have the time to pick out, you know, that forward pass. SA makes a nice run, and I find him in the space, and now we're out of our third and into their third. There I am with the ball, just simple stuff there. Art finding me, playing it out, running into the box. Justice plays Rob here. Rob, a little give and go with me. That was pretty nice. Put the ball in the air there, just play AB. Alright, here's my first turnover. So, I think this was a definite risk on my part of trying to play one touch when, like, Nick and I are still kind of developing the understanding. So I take this touch behind me, kind of expecting him to be a little closer, honestly. But I could see where he just thinks, oh, maybe I could just push into the space. So honestly, this could have been better. I was trying to be kind of sneaky with it and put him into it like a 50-50. That was a bit of a hospital pass, so I think I could do better there. I think for him, knowing in my mind, I'm always thinking about how can I one-touch it to my other center mid? How can I get the play developing a little bit quicker to open up space? And so by taking that touch behind myself, I'm just going to go back to that one. I'm without changing my body position, it allows me to continue my run forward while then he gets the ball and sees the space. So that's, to me, I saw space behind me for him to pick it up, and yeah, that's just kind of like what I was thinking, but obviously our understanding could be better. But yeah, first turnover, I definitely make that my fault here. Outstretch, get to the ball, but it doesn't end up falling our way. Which is an interesting, like, I think at the highest levels, you know, you really want to be controlled with where the ball goes. So I don't know, you know, sometimes if it's right at your very tip of what you can reach to for intercepting a ball, maybe you don't even intercept it because it might make things worse. I think having that mentality of like being very smart with when you touch the ball could be something I could improve on. Flick this on. I should have called that I had a play on it earlier because none of our forwards knew that I was going to be able to flick it on. It was like just out of my reach though, so it was kind of, I wasn't actually sure right away if I could get to it. Normally I would say I got it, or I'm flicking from behind or something like that, but I didn't, and so just ended up going to nobody there. Little tackle there, we got the ball back. Here's just probably the first situation where I really didn't execute a pass well. Nick is in the middle here, making a good run, and I just overhit the pass in front of him, like in the air too. It was just not executed well. Art finds me, find justice. Little throw in here that's hard to see, but kind of put Rob under some pressure here with putting it in the air. He took a nice, sort of a nice touch. Guy slides in, I get it back, and I would just drop it to reset it. So they scored. Get the ball back. Just keeping the ball. Alright, so now we're in the second half. I love this pass, honestly. This is Alejandro, our goalie, playing me with a guy on my back, and this brings all the defenders in, and it opens up tons of space behind. So as long as I take a good solid pass back, it should open up space, and that's exactly what happens. I set it for him to go long. He hits it. He finds Nick. Nick has a really good first touch. And unfortunately, like, it was just like an odd situation there where like Kenny and I were kind of in a line. He thinks he's going forward and Nicky plays him. Yeah, just kind of an unfortunate look. Here, okay, so this is my goal in the game. So I'm coming to press this guy, and he tries to drop it to his player, and it just bounces off my foot and goes to our player. He drops it back to Art, or to Aaron, who plays AB, who finds me. And when I turn, I just see, oh shit, there's a ton of space in front of me. So I start taking some progressive touches, and I also notice essays on the center back. So that's bringing, that's allowing like some space here, and I'm still not really marked. So I play him, and I start making a run behind the center back. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting SA to get me the ball back here. This is almost more of a decoy run that I like to make into the box sometimes to give space and time to our teammates. So by me running in, some defender's gonna have to follow me, and that would open up space. SA though is a very skilled player, and he makes like this amazing kind of hooked pass over the defender. And here, honestly, I think the defender had a chance to clear this. Like if he had just right away tried to clear, but I think he was considering options of maybe getting control of the ball and like getting possession out of this. Luckily for us, he didn't take a touch, and so I was able to just kind of ride along him, and the goalie was a bit out of the goal, and I just looped it over him. I was pretty happy about that. I haven't scored a goal in a while, so all good, and we tied the game there at 2-2. So here's another look at it a little closer. Yeah, I don't know how far that is. Maybe 22 yards. I definitely caught it really nicely. Like the loop of the ball was something where the goalie didn't really have much of a chance. Even though he wasn't in a bad spot, but just how it bounced, like it had this long loop to it. Yeah, I don't think he had much chance to get to that. This dude has like 50 pounds on me. He just rocked my world right there. But I do get up. Stole the ball, and if I was just a little bit more patient and tried to hit that towards one of my teammates, we had a really good counter here, but I don't think it ends up quite getting to SA. Another one where I kind of steal the ball away and find Nick. And this is that run I'm talking about again, which, you know, we just scored that goal so I could see how SA would want to play me, but this time the guy definitely had better positioning. He was like really goal side on me, and it opened up all this space for Jerry. So I think sometimes our front line and our midfield, like this run isn't happening enough. Like I made this run maybe 3 or 4 times in the game, but like all of our forward line needs to be making this run every so often, where it's a selfless run towards the near post that requires defenders to follow you and opens up space behind you. So I was actually hoping he was going to play Jerry here, because like look at this point, I mean, he's wide open and he plays another actually pretty decent ball. If this guy wasn't fast and wasn't with me, I had a chance to maybe get to that. I think maybe it was a little bit behind me, so I had to slow down. Yeah, the guy just got in front of me. So here's some recovery speed. I almost lose my footing, get back up, and I probably was a little too aggressive in covering the cross because it gave him the byline, and he ends up putting in a cross there, but luckily our goalie's right there. Okay, so this is some one-touch passing to Rob here. Okay, so this scenario for Rob, if he's listening, if he just one-times this to Nick, Kenny's through. So this is one of their best defenders, and he ends up blocking this. But I feel like if he one-times it here, and then Nick touches it in there, we're through. Instead of, like, Rob gets a little too focused on the guy making the run sometimes. Sometimes it's the bounce pass, it's the second guy who has a better angle to make the pass to the runner. So I think sometimes we're like a little too direct in trying to pass to the guy running, when we need to see, oh, this guy could make a little one-touch dink pass into the space and have a much higher likelihood of making the pass. So here, like, if he had just made that one touch to Nick, who's definitely open, like, Kenny's through. Instead, he takes a touch, sort of tries to fake the defender out and make that pass, and it just gets intercepted. Okay, so then I picked the ball up, and this is that big boy I was talking about before. So he trips me and kind of pushes me into the air as I flicked between them, and this guy, he knew I was through. Like, and Kenny I knew was offside. This was a dribble. This was me trying to get through myself. And this guy steps in and just knees me in the quad. Here, we can see it. So I go past this guy. He's pushing into me. I flick it up, and he catches me, and then that guy steps in. Anyways, I think it should have been a yellow card. I don't know why this just... Oh, it didn't go backwards. Oh, it did go backwards. Well, we'll get to see the goal again. I'm not mad about that. I was pretty hyped on this goal, I'm not gonna lie. This boot right here, baby. I guess the guy almost tried to knee it at the very end. Rocked. Oh my god. That hurt. Alright, here's the play. So, man, he knees my quad so hard right there. Oh, and I felt like he intentionally did that. Should have been a yellow. Little give and go with SA. And, oh, man, I feel like that was the right play. It was just a really good defense. That guy's very fast. A little bit of a bad pass that I get out of my feet, and he takes me out. Alright, so this is Nick, who got fouled on a breakaway, and I just wanted to point out, so that's me standing in front of the goalie, and like everyone on our team was like, "Ollie, what are you doing? You're offsides." But I'd seen this, I don't know who it was, in the Premier League or something. Yeah, maybe it was like Tony or something, on Tony. But I'm standing to block the goalie's vision so he can't see the ball. And I've played goalie in youth soccer a lot. I played a little bit in men's league as well. And when you can't see the ball before a free kick, I feel like it's so unsettling. You don't know where you need to be inside the goal. And as soon as the ref blew the whistle, I just ran out of the way. And you're going to see the goalie, like, moves a little bit to the side right before the shot. And I think that me blocking him, whether, you know, it actually made an impact. I think, like, sort of mentally he was nervous because he can't really see the ball. So obviously this is an amazing shot that Nicky had, but I actually think this is a pretty good tactic to do in this situation when you're really close to goal and like blocking the goalie's view. I think it just unsettles them. So I move out of the way, and yeah, Nicky he's got a cannon of a foot. That was just an amazing shot, and he was hyped up because he had just been fouled on a breakaway. So yeah, props to him. That was a really nice shot. Damn, goalie didn't have a chance. Side to side passing. Alright, so here's the one time that I slipped in the game, so I kind of bodied this guy off the ball, and it was like one foot was sort of under me, and I think that like my balance was a little bit off, and I tried to like dig my heel in, but it was like almost already, my foot was already at an angle, and it just slid out from under me. Luckily we end up with the ball here, but that was kind of a interesting slip. Just trying to head it to my team there. Jerry gets fouled. Jerry had a pretty good game. Step in there, play it out to SA. Get the throw in from Rob. 3 guys around me, so I just try and play the one-touch pass. And Rob and SA kind of take up the same position, but I think we end up with the ball here. That was nice by SA. Here, I just feel like this ball is tough because my back's to the field. But when I look at it again, I feel like I probably could have just like Cruyffed it or turned it back. I also felt like it was just, if I did that, I kind of risked him just stealing it off of me. So yeah, I played that into nothing. Alright, here's probably another badly executed pass where I tried to trivela it with outside my foot. I see Jerry wide open. I also had Justice there, which would have been a simpler pass, and I probably should have just played him. When it's wet and trivela pass with the outside of the foot, I feel like I don't have amazing accuracy with it, so it like didn't. I wanted to play like more to his right foot, but it ended up being a pass that could be intercepted, and this guy steps up and takes it off of him. So yeah, not a great pass. I also felt like, I mean, if Jerry could get to it and drop it to Justice, then this guy's overcommitted and he could get that give and go. Like, it had a potential to be a good pass. That was partly why I skipped Justice, because I kind of saw they were both open, and I wanted to almost bait this guy in a little bit, but it was still like under hit. But if that had had a little more juice on it, and he bites, Jerry drops it, Justice sends him, I feel like we're in. Just keeping the ball, playing my center backs. End up picking up the ball again here, and I'll play Jerry, I think. Who gets fouled? Man, he got fouled a lot in this game. So I don't know what it is, but I every time I look to the right, I think there was not as many times as I would like playing it out into this space. And I think sometimes, Robbie, this is for you. I think sometimes you're starting your runs forward too soon. Before we build into like a final third attack, I feel like our outside backs really need to be occupying width. Either them or the winger. We need someone almost basically on the byline to stretch the field. And if you're getting up here, there's no one in this space. Like if you're running backwards into this, it's not a good pass because like your back is to the field. There's a guy who can cut off the pass, who can pressure you, and most likely the best thing you can do is just drop it back. Whereas if you're all the way deep here to start this play, it's more likely that I'm going to pass it to you right away and you see the field. And also if you're in that position and the defender tries to like cut it out, it leaves a diagonal pass on, whether that's to you or the winger. I feel like we need to draw out the defense sometimes. Like we don't have the patience to draw them out in their half. Our positioning of our wing backs or our outside backs. Like I think you guys we do want to get you involved in the attack, but it's like the foundation of the attack is you as an option to create width. And sometimes Aaron too, I think sometimes you guys can be like a little bit like really occupying this space as we build and only making that forward run when it's really on and we've sort of developed control. Because your first role too as a outside back is to defend. So like when making a forward run exposes us, so it's a risky run that you should only do when we really have like a hold on the game. I think we're doing that a little bit like too often before we even have like control. Nice one touch by Art. And see what I mean? You're running back into this space. And I don't like playing that pass because, you know, your body position is going to be wrong. I mean, maybe I still could have done it, and I think I did play balls out to you occasionally, Rob. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process. That was close. I felt like Jerry was onside there. I don't know. It was pretty close. Me just getting hold of the ball again. Yeah, see there your starting position is better, right? You were here and you see the field, and that's why I play that ball to you, because like you guys in those positions, you have a lot of options and you can see the field really well. And so that's where the play a lot of the time should start, is from the outside back, seeing the field, finding a center mid, finding his attacking mid, finding his outside mid. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, that one I tried to meg him and it just didn't come off. Here I'm trying to play AB into the space. Honestly, I feel like he could have maybe gotten this. I don't know why he didn't take the first touch. But that's it, guys. That's the game. That's all my touches. I can also put up the full game on YouTube, but yeah, the one slip happened. Otherwise, the BioCleats did really well. I played the full 90 minutes. The next day, my knees felt fine. My body felt fine. Besides that quad head leg that I got, I think overall we had some good stretches of play, and there's a lot of skill on this team. I think where we lack is in our sort of understanding of space collectively and playing quickly to open up the field for our teammates. So that's off-ball movement, that's just general understanding of our own positioning, and more one-touch passes, especially like a one-touch drop pass to a guy who can see the field. I think sometimes our tendency is to hold the ball when our back is to the field and you don't have vision. So the best thing to do in those situations is drop it off very quickly to the next guy who sees the field and finds the next pass. And then now you can turn around and start running, and then maybe that guy's dropping it to you and you see the field. So it's at this level of play, this is a good team we played, they're physical, they're strong, they're skilled. We have to be able to use skill in our passing and our knowledge of movement of each other into space to open up the field. And you saw at times it worked. Our first goal, that was all about patience and finding the left side more open. Second goal was a give and go run that I made with SA. It's the combination plays, it's the running off the ball that is what is going to create more chances. And I think, playing some possession, that's going to help, and just playing more with each other, honestly. I think there's a lot of potential for this team, and the chemistry is building. So yeah, I'm excited for our next season. I think this season was a bit of a building season. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Feel free to leave a comment to let me know what you think of this video, what you'd want to hear more about the BioCleats. Yeah, hit a like or subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like the content and you want to see more BioCleats, more of me playing in the BioCleats. We're going to get more testers with footage of them playing as well. So yeah, let us know what you like about it, and we'll catch you in the next one.